Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Mo Dynasty. It's episode 10, and in this episode, we're going to show two full play games, and it's a clear example of why our offense needs a lot of help.
So August 3rd, we have a playful game, team chemistry on a D14 loss or gain based on if we win. So this game may seem meaningless to the fans for a team that's 35 and 76. But the Angels also having a poor season of 49 and 62. A lot of people probably would turn this game off of their TV, even if it was being shown. But we have D14 chemistry on mine. Plus, I want to see some of these players that we have on the team currently. So we're going to rock the Rays. And we are going to take on the Angels. We are going to give them Jake Eder, who is having a great season at 7-7 with a 3.31 ERA. I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing from Jake Eder. I'd like to see his number go up from 68 to a little bit higher. All right, so let's look at the lineup right now. Dominic Fletcher's batting 265. Our captain, Colson Montgomery's cold at a 230 average. I moved him up to second recently. Burleson's going to bat third for us at 239. He does have 12 dingers. And Bobby Dalbec now with the loss at losing with the recent trades. Bobby Dalbec is going to have to bat fourth for us. He is only hitting 220, but he does have 16 dingers. Jason Dominguez, the newly acquired Jason Dominguez, is going to bat fifth for us. He's a switch hitter. Currently, he's batting 213, although he hasn't had a lot of opportunities with us yet. Corey Julks has been dropped down to the sixth spot. Ryan Ramos is going to bat seventh for us. Corey Lee is going to bat eighth, and Brooks Baldwin is going to be batting ninth and trying to get up past Mendoza line. We're taking on the Angels. Luis Renifo is going to lead off for them. Mike Trout batting third. Jorge Soler. Definitely some players to look out for there. Loving MLB The Show. I know the team isn't doing very well, but just the gameplay is just awesome. Probably college football is my favorite sports game of all time. The one that just came out. Hoping that 26 is even better. But MLB The Show comes in at a very close second place. Let's take a look at one of the storylines. Jake Eder. Let's see what they're showing about him. This is where the announcers would be talking about how he's been doing. I'll just say I'm very pleased with his performance this year. In his last four starts, he's 2-1. He's gone 27 innings, so he's averaging about 6 1/3 innings each of the last four starts. A 3-1 strikeout to walk ratio with a .67 ERA and a .89 WHIP. Yeah, he's definitely doing a fantastic job for us, especially recently. Great shot there for the Angels. And they're going to send out the lefty, Reed Detmers. He's having a fine season, 7-4 with a 4.14 ERA. Let's see if we can take it to this lefty. Our own left-handed batter, Dominic Fletcher, is going to lead off, having a very solid season for his ratings. Reed Detmers features a four-seamer, a slider, a sweeping curve, and a circle change. So many of those pitches are going to go away from us. Let's see if we can be patient with this 1-1 count. He's got a very deliberate approach there. Can he beat it out? He cannot. One away. Yeah, Reed Detmers has a very slow, deliberate approach. Like to see the bottom there. White Sox lead MLB with 10 top 100 prospects and rated top farm system. Yeah, we've definitely worked this year to boost our farm system. Of course, it's coming at the expense of our major league team, but we knew that's what a rebuild is. We're going to send another lefty. Our captain, Colson Montgomery. Very disappointed his average couldn't be a little higher. Swings like that are probably not going to help it go up any as he flies out to shallow left field. And another lefty, Alec Burleson, hitting 239. We'd also like to see that number be higher. Reed Detmers, very methodical with his approach. We swing on the changeup. Burleson has 6 stolen bases. That's an odd. In fact, he's second in the team with stolen bases. And we hit off the end. Can he beat it out? Can he beat it out? It's a race to the bag. Oh, nice play there by the Angels. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Angels. We go to the bottom of the first. The White Sox are going to send out Jake Eater. Fantastic season. Luis Renifo is going to lead off. He does have 12 home runs. Not too shabby for a leadoff hitter. Jake a little, yeah, you can see it on his face. His body language shows he thought that was a missed call. And the count's been worked to 3-1. That ball's going to be hit into right field, and Corey Julks will be there to make the catch. Run away. Good job by Jake to come back on that. We're going to throw a cutter here. So that cutter is sort of his replacement for the slider. He doesn't throw a slider, so basically you have a faster action with the cutter. And he gets a ground ball, foul ball there from Nolan. And we have 2-2 count. And getting a chase on the fastball up, and it's a 3-2 count. We haven't thrown the circle change. Let's hope he's not looking for it. Almost had him way early on the circle change. And we'll go again. Perfect pitch, and he fouls it off. Let's bust him inside. Nolan doing a good job of fouling off pitches here. And he hits the ball back up the middle for a base hit. He waited on that curveball and got himself a hit. And now we face future Hall of Famer Mike Trout. And he's going to ground this to short, out of the range of our shortstop, Colson Montgomery. And that's back-to-back hits for the Angels, looking to get something here in the first. Settle down, Jake. Jorge Soler. Whew. I thought Jorge would go for that. Fouls off the circle change. Maybe got that a little too high. I'd like to see that a little bit lower. Let's see if we can do that again and bury it this time. 5-4-3 double play. Might have been able to touch a third and go to first, but my mind was already committed. Bobby Dahlback, good play. Jake Eater, nice job to induce the ground ball double play, and we watch it again. 5-4-3 double play. 2 hits for the Angels, but nothing to show for it. We go to the top of the second here. Bobby Dahlback leads it off. We finally have a right-handed batter facing the lefty. He challenges inside on the heater. 96 on the gun. Our PCI placement was a little too low for that.
2-2.
Good eye. 2-2 count. Slider busted him in. I think he's going to go back out now. Trying to run me away. I think. Good job. Good stroke. Unfortunately, the catch is made. One away. All right, our first chance to look at Jason Dominguez, former Yankee. Our big trade. Hoping to have him in our outfield for many years to come. Love the fact he's a switch hitter. There's a lot of things I like about Jason Dominguez. Hopefully he could be a part of our rebuild. Wasn't really getting the opportunities for the Yankees as they are playing for the playoffs now. And so we took advantage of the opportunity. And it's now a 3-1 count. All right. Good pitch. Good pitch. That's why we did swing. It's just great location. Working the count. 3-2 count. Good weight on the circle change. Unfortunately, Jason Dominguez does strike out, and that is the first strikeout of the day for Reed Detmers. That brings up Our number 6 hitter, Corey Julks, has definitely cooled off since the start of the season, down to 236. And we are not doing a good job of hitting the fastball today, which is why we are hitless. Granted, it's only the second, but I'm not doing a good job recognizing the fastball. That slider is in, and that's way foul. I'd like to see Corey Julks batting 250 to 260, even based on his ratings. Good hold there. Good hold. Full count. That's a good stroke into the gap. That's going to be at least one. On his way to second. Couldn't he go for 3? He's going to hold up at second. Stand-up double for Corey Julks. I think we dropped the bat head there on the low inside pitch, I think. Good look, good sound. Let's see, yep, look at that PCI. Low inside, and we hit it. And now Brian Ramos with a chance to bring in a run. Runner scoring position, so we're using his clutch rating at a 52. And we launched that into left field. And that ball's going to drop, and we're going to score a run. Heading for 2 and getting gunned, a little greedy, but the run does count. We go to the bottom of the second, and it's 1-0 White Sox. Maybe a little aggressive on the base running there, but he was trying to get in the scoring position. I'm not going to be too upset. A little upset, but not too upset. Taylor Ward will lead off the Angels here as they trail now 1-0. Weakly hit off the end of the bat. Brooks Baldwin holding down second base today. One away. Zach Nito. Beautiful strike there from Jake.
1-2.
Zach with that open stance.
That's a ball.
Thought again with that cutter. And we drop that curveball in the outside portion. But Zach does a good job of making solid contact. And that's the second hit the Angels have off of that curveball. Might want to think about using that in the future. Juan Moncada, former White Sox.
He's going.
Stolen base. And he is out. Thrown out. Behind the plate. Corey Lee. That's a close call. But we shall take it. 2-2 count to Juan Moncada. And he should be rung up, and the umpire doesn't see it that way. And there's a nibbler to the pitcher. Jake throws. 6 up, 6 down for the White Sox. Although there were Pittsburgh in there, so it's technically not 6 up, 6 down. Point is, 6 outs have been acquired without any runs being given up. That's the better way to say it. And that is just ugly. 37 games out of first place. Look at the Tigers running away with it as far as wins. But the Guardians not out of it yet. They still could come back. But it looks like it's a 2-team race as far as teams going to the playoffs. The most will send in the AL Central is those 2 teams. Corey Lee, after a great throw him out, is plunked with a curveball. And easy for me to say, but a 74-mile-an-hour curveball doesn't hurt as much as a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So we'll take that. Brooks Baldwin.
2 balls.
Let's let that go. Reed clearly not having a good launch angle with this curveball right now. So we're going to look fastball. And we looked properly. Oh, what a dive. Oh, we're robbed of a hit. Brooksy just can't buy a hit. That's the kind of season he's having at 199. Instead of that becoming a hit and going over the Mendoza line, shortstop makes a wonderful play. Gets it out of the glove. Brooks never going to get a double play on that with his speed. So, lineup turns over. Dominic Fletcher. Not much happening there. 1-2 count. Infield on the slider. Fletcher coming off an 0-4. Let's see if he can rebound here in this game. And he swings and strikes out on the slider. He couldn't hold up that time, and there's 2 away. Colson Montgomery's averaged to 229. Let's see if he can get some 2-out magic here. Slide step by the Angels. Reed is suspecting maybe a base runner trying to steal. Colson couldn't quite connect on the slider there. We have the 2-2 count. And a long ball. Way back and gone. 410 feet later. I wasn't sure that was going to stay fair. He sneaks it inside the right field pole. And Colson Montgomery with his 4th home run of the year. That 2-run blast extends our lead to 3-0. You like to see it. Our captain, and hopefully the centerpiece of this team's infield for years to come, number 83. And he sets the bat down. He's not going to do a bat flip. He's just like, I'm just going to set this down. There's a souvenir for the fans. And it's 3-0. Alec Burleson, can you do something like that? No, we're going to swing it a slider that's outside the zone. Come on, Alec. You be better. Be better. Your 238 average. That's better. Burleson 3rd on the White Sox for OPS at 667. That's not a great number to be 3rd on the team with. Doing a much better job of looking for the pitches here. Reed Detmers looks off the catcher. Has his pitch he wants on this full count. And he strikes us out on the high cheese. We go to the bottom 3rd, but we do strike for 2 more. The White Sox. Oh, that's a cool replay looking too. That's neat. And they're going crazy in the dugout. Series recaps. We've lost the first 2, 7-5 and 4-0. Can we at least salvage a game here against these Angels? Joe Dell up. 175 is his average. Brooks ball went out to shallow center right field to make that catch. 1 away. The crowd is definitely booing Joe Adell a little bit. Travis Darno batting 193. Yeah, you can see why the Angels are struggling with us. They're a little top-heavy with some stars like Mike Trout, but once you get to this part of the lineup, there's definitely some outs to be had. Still can't get that curveball to work. We're going to go with a 3-2 cutter. And we strike out Travis Denaro. First strikeout, by the way, for Jake. Luis Renifo. Jake says, I can't get that call, huh? 2-1 count. And we got that inside and low. Can Corey Julks get there? He can. Another pretty easy inning for Jake Eater. We've played 3. 3-0. Looking at the Angels, and you can see why they are stinking with us. Their pitching staff, 29th in inning pitch for their starters, 22nd ERA, dead last in whip, 28th in walks. Yep, that'll do it. And that's why we're taking advantage right now of a very poor Angels pitching staff. Bobby Dalbeck leading off. Top of the 4th. Career, he struggled against Reed as he's gone 1 for 9. Let's see if he can get his second hit. We're going to ambush. Good hold there. We were looking outside. We don't want to. We're going to look outside again. Just a little ambush. Look at that PCI get bigger. That's very cool. Oh, wow.
Handful.
Swung out of my cleats. That circle change hung in the air forever. 3-2 count. And that smashed into left field. That was a perfect swing from Bobby Dalbeck. At least it felt perfect. It sounded like it. Is it? Let's get visual confirmation. Yes, it was. That was 111 off the bat. All right, Jason Dominguez, what can you do?
2-1.
Both pitchers, I think, are struggling with their curveballs today. Neither one is getting good usage of it. Our curveball is getting hit around, and then his curveball isn't competitive. It's way out of the zone. 2-2 count for Jason Dominguez.
3 balls.
Once again, curveball just isn't competitive. It's been easy to lay off. I think the four-seam fastball is high fastball is what he's going back to. And there is the double play ball. 5, 4, 3. Double play, Jason Dominguez. We were looking for the high fastball. Got jammed just a bit. And Corey Jolks. See if he can start some two-out magic with no one on base. One-two count from Reed Detmer's already at 73 pitches. Gets the strikeout on Corey Jolks. We headed to the bottom of the fourth. 3-0 White Sox. Matt Olson, 7 RBIs and a win. Yeah, we need some of those players. We need to get us some of those. Got the call on the. Got the call. Neither player. We're surprised we got the call. He's saying it wasn't that outside. 1-2 count. Once again, Jake just cannot get that curveball to be functionally working for us. Wow, wild swing there from Nolan. Pick up our second strikeout. Mike Trout. He's going to launch that into shallow center field, and then we have Brooks Baldwin there to make the play. Nice job, Brooksy. 2 away. Jorge Soler, third on the Angels with his .270 average. And he sends that ball away. Jason Dominguez, though, is going to be able to run that down. Might have gotten away with one. We've played 4. Still, Jake has the shutout, 3-0. And there's the line so far. We've only had 2 strikeouts. We've given up 3 hits. They've had more strikeouts with 4 as far as getting us to strike out. But we have the 3 runs. Top of the 5th. Reed Detmer's out for the 5th inning.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Now we have a favorable count. We're going to ambush hit to the outside again, I think. We didn't need to swing at that. 2-2 count. Yeah, when Reed's wanted to get us to swing, he's done the high fastball. And there we actually lay off of it. And Reed thought it might have got a portion of the plate, and he could make a case. That pitch could go either way. He probably should swing at that at 2-2, but it's now full count. Brian Ramos, one of many of our players, hitting in that 230-something range. 239, 236, 240. Yeah, we need our average to be higher next year. Not a bad swing there from Brian Ramos. What's his future on this team? Brian Ramos. Well, let's look. Brian Ramos, he's 22 years old. He's a 64 overall. His bars are good. Decent spot for a 22-year-old. So he's definitely got a place in this team. Question is, where His fielding's at a 48, so that's not great. So he's still young, still pretty fast for a third baseman. But what his role is moving forward, not sure. He probably got moved up a little earlier just because of what we've got in this team. Probably like to see him in the triples right now. And he whiffs on the curveball. Yeah. He's one unsure. I mean, some of these players I'm pretty sure who we're going to go with. I like his youthful potential. And the Angels going to make a move here. They're going to bring in Garrett McDaniels. I'm assuming not for his ERA at 9.46 or his ability to get out righties as he's given up a 3.31 average. Let's see what he features. 5 pitches, 4-seamer, slider, splitter, cutter, sinker, 2-2 count. And he threw the sinker, and Corey Lee went down to get it. As I've said before, Corey Lee's future in this team is a little bit more obvious than Brian Ramos's. He just hasn't come through as he strikes out there looking on the slider. I mean, 182 is not going to cut it. Unfortunately, he hasn't panned out. Here's Brooks Baldwin. Hits that sinker off the end of the bat, it appeared, early on that. What's Brooks Baldwin's future on this team? Well, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I like Brooks Baldwin, so his future is probably as a bench player.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Would he get the start at second base next year if he had a good spring training? But right now, he's not showing starter material. Batting 198. But he's getting more looks this part of the season after the trade, so we'll see. We go here to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 White Sox. There's a swing and a miss from Taylor Ward. Third on this organization in doubles. Let's see if he can swing and miss this cutter. Ooh. How did he hold up? Jake's wondering that very same thing. He swings and misses on the circle change, though. Maybe a little bit higher than I'd like. But we pick up our 3rd strikeout. Zach's back at the plate with his open stance. And he's going to launch that into right field. And we're going to try to throw him out at first. But the game, make sure that you don't cheat it too much. And that's a single for Zach. Juan Moncada back up facing his former team. We're getting a swing on the low cutter. And it's 2-2. Good time to steal. Stolen the curveball. It's the 13th stolen base for Zach. And Juan fouls that off. It'd be a 3-2 count. And we get him on the circle change. Juan doesn't like the call. He's shaking his head. Let's watch the pitch. Is this good framing from Corey Lee? You be the judge. Oh, it does have the corner of the plate.
No, that's a ball.
Would you be mad if you got called out on that? Probably not. It could have gone either way. Back-to-back cutters. That one got the center of the plate. Fortunately, Joe Adell wasn't looking for it. The high circle change. If you're going to throw that, it's probably better to pitch it to Joe Adell. He doesn't take advantage. And Jake has given us 5 innings of scoreless ball. We go to the top of the 6th. We cling on to that 3-0 lead. Dominic Fletcher facing the lefty.
That's a ball.
Good take there. Fletcher 0 for 2 today. He is number 1 on our team in average at 264. And I think his
You're out.
time on our team is going to be a while. If he starts next year on the outfield, I would believe it. But at the very least, he'll be a backup outfielder. And they're showing Colson Montgomery in multiple different shots, hitting that home run from earlier. Can he go again? He was swinging for it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Outside splitter. And it's a 1-2 count. Oh, good weight on that slider. Unfortunately, it's going to be tracked down in right field. Not bad wood, though. Alec Burleson up. He's 0 for 2. Yeah, we got good contact. Just a lefty-lefty. Oh, Alec, that was your pitch.
1 and 2.
That splitter hung near the middle of the plate. We got to be able to do more with that, Alec.
That's the ball.
Patience there from Burleson.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Evens count at 2-2. What's the future of Alec Burleson on this team? You're looking at it. First base or DH. He was. There's a reason why I traded for him.
3 balls.
I believe in him. And while in real life, for the Cardinals, he's currently struggling. I've seen him hit too much in the past to give up faith in Alec Burleson. So I definitely see him batting third or fourth for us for quite a while. Probably second through fifth, somewhere around there, until this team gets rebuilt. I think Alec Burleson is a starter, whether at first or DH, for the foreseeable future. Bobby Dalbeck's got to do better with that pitch. He's going to fly out to right field. We've played 5.5. White Sox, 3-0 lead. How much more can Jake go? There's no signs out of the bullpen yet. There's that curveball. And this may get the bullpen up as Travis d'Arnaud hits it 368 feet. And the number 9 hitter gets his 6th home run of the year. And that, I'm sure, will get the bullpen up. Oppo Taco, not like it was hit very hard. Only 93 exit velo, but it was hit hard enough. And we'll watch Coach Mo make the call to the bullpen to get people warmed up. Who are they warming up? Looks like Tyler Gilbert is warming up, and it looks like Dan the Man is going to be warming up. I got a little bit of energy from the crowd.
Ball, inside.
They've come to life.
Oh,
And now Jake looks a little shaken. 3-1 count. He grooves that fastball. Luis Renifo hits it pretty hard, and it's a 3-2 count. Circle change. And it's still going to be a 3-2 count. That ball is hit hard in the center field, but Dominic Fletcher is going to track it down. Good job, Dominic. Yeah, Jake definitely showing signs that his time is drawing to a close. There you go, 1-2 count. Will this be Jake's last batter? What? Well, why did he have to swing? That ball's a strike. Oh, not sure I like that. Jake looks a little upset. And that's why you get upset. The next pitch, over the wall. And the Angels, just like that, are back in this game. It's 3-2. He was looking for that pitch, and he found it. 390 feet. Well, that's 2 home runs in this inning, and that's all she wrote for Jake. Still, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs, and we are going to bring in Dan the Man. Good job, Jake. Just ran out of gas here in the 6th. In comes Dan the Man. Was not going to trade him away. Too valuable to this organization. And there's a strike against Mike Trout. Not afraid to go at him. Yeah, I like Dan because he throws strikes. He attacks the zone. I mean, even there, that pitch was just off. That ball is hit, and that could be the 3rd home run in the inning, but it's not. Jake still has a chance to win. And he strikes out Mike Trout. Yeah, Dan works quickly. There's not a lot of shaking off the catcher. He throws quickly. The players behind him appreciate that. We've played 6. The Angels get 2 back with 2 solo shots. It's now 3-2. And the Angels bring in their 3rd lefty of the day, Jose Suarez. And we take a look at the Angels bullpen. Ranked 29th in ERA and 29th in earned runs and 27th in walks. Yeah, definitely walks. You see both from the starters and from their relievers. Tells the story. Jason Dominguez, can we get a hit? Off of Jose Suarez. This pitch mix is a 5-pitch mix. 4-seamer, circle, sweeper, slider, sinker. 1-2 count on Jason Dominguez. And he goes down swinging on the circle change. Not a good performance so far for Jason Dominguez. Good things are to come, though. Corey Julks, 1 for 2 in the day. Finally, we lay off that high fastball. And we now have a favorable count at 2-1. And that ball is crushed. Corey Julks' response. 106 on the exit velo. That was a no-doubter. You can put it on the board. Corey Julks with his 8th home run of the year. And that gives us a little bit of breathing room as the ball is flying today. 4-2. Let's watch the swing. Corey Julks with a little bit of a bat flip there. 429 feet later. And the White Sox have perfect swing from Corey Julks. Brian Ramos up to bat. And he launches that into the left field corner. It's a short field, but he's going to go for 2. Here comes the throw. He is going to be safe. Sliding in there. Brian Ramos, back-to-back extra base hits. That's the 5th double of the year for Brian Ramos. As he went down to get that ball and hit it down the left field line. And that was a circle change blowing in. Let's see if Corey Lee can now get a hit.
Nope, that's inside.
Good hold there, Corey Lee. 181 on the season for Corey Lee. Yeah, one thing we'll be looking at next season is the Rule 5 draft. You know, with some of these players, I feel like we can get Rule 5 guys. Other teams' trash is going to be not just treasure for us, but at least starters or bench. And some of these young people that I've got can go down the triples and get some more seasoning. Strike out Corey Lee. Like Corey Lee, I mean, I can get a catcher that can do what he's doing this year. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure I have probably 5 spots open at least for the Rule 5 draft. I could see drafting 3 positional players and 2 pitchers. Come on, Brooks.
2-1.
And I could easily see drafting a backup catcher, an outfielder, and an infielder. And then for pitchers, I can easily see me drafting probably a left-handed reliever.
Nope, that's off the
Good
plate.
job, Corey. And maybe like a right-handed setup guy, maybe. Somebody that throws gas that can hit pitch setup. It's a big at bat for Brooks Baldwin for confidence in this 4-2 game. Got a runner out there. Get your 58 clutch.
That's 3.
And he watches strike 3 go by. 7th inning stretch time. 4-2 White Sox after that solo blast from Corey Julks. Here we see the tail of the tape for the 2 starting pitchers. Both give up home runs, multiple home runs. But we have 4-2 lead. And it looks like Dan the Man's going to get another inning of work. As the White Sox have Tyler Gilbert, who's ready to go. Also, Steven Wilson now gets up to warm up. So, Dan the Man will face 5, 6, 7 in the lineup here for the Angels. And that ball's going to be hit out to Jason Dominguez. 1 away. Harmless fly ball there from Taylor Ward. Zach Nito having a good day. 2 for 2. And that's why I like Dan. He just pumps those strikes. 3-2 count. There's a lazy pop-up to shallow shortstop. Or to shallow left field, deep shortstop. Either way you want to look at it. 2 away. Juan Moncada hits a single into right field. And the Angels now have the tying run at the plate. And now what will Coach Mo do? What do we have here? Right switch. Is it time to bring in Steven Wilson? Is he even ready? They are going to bring in Steven Wilson to pitch here. Steven Wilson with that 4.21 ERA. There's the sweeper, gets the 1-2 count on Joe Adell. That ball is fouled off by Joe Adell, who is the tying run. He's staying alive. I think it's time to send him away with the sweeper. That ball is hit into deep center field. Dominic Fletcher is going to track it down, though. Whew. Steven Wilson gets this out of the jam. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 4-2 White Sox. And they bring in another lefty, Jose Quinata. Just lefty after lefty for this Angels bullpen. I think we're going to have warming up. James Karinchak is going to stretch a toss. We've got Tyler Gilbert to face. Probably Nolan if we have to. All right, Dominic. Let's see what you've got. You've got a 3-pitch mix here: fastball, circle change, and slider. Good eye from Dominic Fletcher. Angels, that's a lot of people for a game of this, let's just say, lackluster records. 1 away on the lazy fly ball to left field. And next up is Colson Montgomery. His 4th home run of the year earlier. Builds a little bit of confidence. He got challenged there by Jose Quinata. 1-2. Olsen fouls it off, and that is going to get out of play. And he stays alive. I feel like the slider's coming next.
That's a ball.
Yep. It just felt like after the fastballs it was time. I think he might go back to the fastball up and high. Oh. Sometimes when you guess, you end up with a silly-looking swing like that. 2 away. Next up is Alec Burleson. 0 for 2 in the day with a walk. Yeah, another problem with our current lineup construction is, when you go lefty, lefty, lefty at the top like this, it does make you vulnerable to this sort of left-handed bullpen help. But man, it feels like they've trotted out a lot of lefties today. Full count for Alec Burleson. Swings in the circle change and strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 White Sox. Steve Wilson's going to stay and pitch the 8th inning. Great play there by Brian Ramos, and that's a fair ball, and that's 1 away. Travis d'Arnaud on the out, and that brings up the top of the order. And we are going to stick with Steven Wilson. Splits indicate it's better to go with the righty in this situation.
2-2.
Throw that circle change in the dirt. And go back to the high heat at 94. We're going to try the sweeper. And that's going to be looped into left field. Jason Dominguez is going to track it down, and he does. And there's 2 away. Now the question is, what do you do here? Do you go, we're going to stick with Steven Wilson. Fouled off. 1 strike away from getting into the 9th inning, up by 2.
That's a ball.
Good pitch there by Steven
2
Wilson.
balls, 2 strikes.
Hung that circle change. Don't want to see that again. And that ball is off. Our pitcher, Steven Wilson. Can Colson Montgomery make the play? He cannot. And one wonders about the health of Steven Wilson. Watching the replay, he is going to stay in the game. But what we might do is we might start to warm up James Karinchak. This may be the last batter that Steven Wilson faces. Mike Trout. He grooves that down the middle. We got lucky on that this game is not tied. And the sweeper, we cannot get to it. And it's now going to be first and second. The tying run at the plate, at first. And the go-ahead runner is at the plate in Jorge Soler. And we are going to we're going to do a mound visit. And we are going to bring in James Karinchak to pitch. Bottom of the 8th here. This could be your game right here. This is where the save could happen. So far, Karinchak has 2 of 3 save opportunities with 3.83 ERA. He's just been recently given this job. He throws Jorge Soler a 2-seamer that is called the strike, and I am very thankful. That ball was high. And he throws the knuckle curve. Jorge Soler somehow found a way to foul that off. And he swings on the 2-seamer, and Karinchak shows the enthusiasm. Look at that. He is excited. He wants to keep this closer role. If he comes in and puts out fires like that, it'll be his next year and for years to come, as we did sign him to an extension. So the Angels come in with Ben Joyce, finally a righty, very high ERA. And we are going to counter with Bobby Dalbec. Ben Joyce can get up to 102. He can throw heat. And he gets 101 on the gun on that one. Also features the sinker, slider, and circle change. There was that sinker. Probably did a good job hanging back on that. 3-2 count. Strikes out on the sinker. Jason Dominguez is going to hit from the left side now. As a switch hitter, he is 0 for 3 in the day. And he is no longer wearing the collar. Welcome to Chicago, Jason Dominguez. Now he hears a little bit of the Boo Birds come out. But the White Sox with their third home run of the day. 418 feet. Jason Dominguez. That's why we traded for him. To give us some firepower in our outfield. He struggled the first couple of bats, but not on this one. He was given a pitch down the middle. Good Major League players will make you pay. 101. It doesn't matter how fast you throw it. If you throw it in that location, Major League hitters will make you pay. Yeah, Ben Joyce applied the power. Jason Dominguez took care of the swing. That's 101. Corey Julks looking to get a groove into that. That's going to be a 3-2 count. On deck is Brian Ramos, who already has a double and a single. He's raised his average to 241 today.
Take your base.
Ooh. Ben Joyce doesn't like the call there, and I think he's got beef. And that's going to be all. Washington comes out and says, that's enough. I've seen all I need to see. And they can bring in the righty, Hans. Brian Ramos is going to stay in the bat. Already with 2 hits. Brian features a sinker, slider, circle, and four-seamer. His primary pitch is the sinker. And he throws it there. Probably looking to just to go double play in this situation. Could be why they went to Hans.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
Not a good pitch there. And we might actually do a pinch hit for Corey Lee. We'll try to get the lefty-righty matchup. As Brian Ramos does a good job of fouling off that slider. Should we send the runner? I think we shall. And it's ball 4. Ryan draws the walk. Now we have runners on first and second. And Corey Lee is going to be subbed out. And we are going to bring in Michael Turner. Or actually, you know what? Should that... Ooh, I'm going to go with this. Let's see. We're going to go with Michael Turner. Michael Turner, you got runners on first and second. What can you do? That's a good start. Taking the 2-1 fastball high, and now it's 3-1. We're even going to ambush hit with Michael Turner here. Ooh. We were looking for it inside. We got it inside. Swung a little early. 3-2 count. We put this game out of reach. Whew. Just got a piece of that Michael Turner. We were way out from that. And Michael Turner strikes out. And there's 2 away. That leads us to Brooks Baldwin, who is 0 for 10 in the series. And Brooksy, this is when you show people why I believe in you. It's 0 for 3 on the day. But you've got runners ready to score. And Brooks is batting .079 on the season with runners in scoring position. Why do I believe in this guy? Got a hold of that sinker. Unfortunately, that's going to leave foul. Come on, Brooks. Show the people at home why I believe in you. That is not why I believe in you. Brooks, strands 2. We've played 8.5. And right now, it is 5-2 White Sox. We're going to make a substitution. Defensive substitution. I think. Are we going to bring in Yeah, we're going to bring in Terrell Tatum, Dominic Fletcher. And now it's time for James Karinchak, the 3-run lead. To mow through here.
Ball 2.
He's going to face 5, 6, 7. And he gets the strikeout.
2-2.
Just kidding. Got the strike. There's the strikeout. I was looking into the future. James Karinchak picks up the strikeout. And that ball is scorched into left field, but it's going to be foul. And a 1-2 count.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's count at 2-2. Remember, I haven't mentioned enough, this is worth D14 team chemistry, so we want to see our team chemistry get a boost. And a win here would help us get that. Every chance we get to boost those stats,
3 and 2.
we need to take advantage. 3-2 count. Strikes him out on the low fastball. Karinchak picks up the backwards K, his 3rd strikeout. And the Angels are down to the last man. And he's going to bloop that in the right field. Can Corey Julks get there? He is going to get there. And the White Sox win 5-2. Jake picks up the win. Angels fans not very happy right now. Washington looks dejected. Karinchak gets the save, his 3rd of the year. Jake Eater goes to 8-7 in the season. Reed Detmers falls to 7-5. And we don't get swept. Angels out hit us 9-7, but we had more important hits when they mattered. Corey Julks 2 for 3 on the day, and he is the player of the game with the 2 runs scored and the home run and the double. Cole Montgomery with a homer. Jason Dominguez with a homer. Ryan Ramos 2 for 3. Let's go ahead and roll that D14. We rolled a 12. So our team chemistry is going to go up a whopping 12. That is very much appreciated. Let's get out the board. Team chemistry will go up 12 from 21 to 33. I like seeing that. We are moving on to August 4th, and the random event says roll D30 and check the chart. I rolled, got a 13, which is a AAA manager event. And it says AAA manager growth, question mark. Check the standings of your AAA team. Based on your team's standings, make the following adjustment to your AAA manager's rating. And long story short, if our team is in 1st or 2nd place in the International League, we go up a D30 in the manager's rating. If we're in 3rd or 4th place, we go up a D10. If we're in 5th or 6th place, we drop a D10. And if we're in 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th place, we lose a D30. So we go to the standings of our AAA squad. We're not 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, but we are 7th. And that unfortunately means we lose a D30 from our AAA manager's rating. Now, he already started out as a 20 rating. I rolled and got an 11, so our AAA manager is rated at a 9 right now. Things just keep getting better here in Chicago. And we're going to go to August 5th, and August 4th was a sim. August 5th says random event on the D8 that I rolled. I rolled a random event, and then it says play and sim. It says play game beginning in D4 inning, then simulate 2 games. I rolled a 1, so it's actually going to be a full game. So we're going to play the Seattle game at Seattle, and then these 2 games will be simulated, and then we'll probably call the end of the episode. So we are going to be taking on the Seattle Mariners. They are 3rd in the AL West. They have a 2.43 average and a 3.25 ERA. We have a 2.19 average and a 3.77 ERA. Actually, I'm not too disappointed about the ERA. I actually think that's pretty good for our pitching staff. The 2.19 average is something that we have to fix, and sooner rather than later. But it's not going to be this year completely, but hopefully we will make some moves in the offseason. Looking at the Rule 5 draft, we've got Drew Thorpe on the mound today. He's been kind of a disappointment. Now, his ratings are still going up, so I'm not completely disappointed. But the 4-13 record with a 4.6 ERA Certainly was hoping for more. And we're going to throw him out there against Luis Castillo, who's 9-6 with a 3.74 ERA. Now, what we're looking for today is what are some of the future players going to do for our team? So some of those people are going to get shots. Terrell Tatum is batting 2 for 5, so we are going to give him a shot to play today. And we're going to sit Dominic Fletcher. Let's see. I think we're actually going to put Tatum at center and move Fletcher to right field. So we'll give Tatum the spot start. And we're also going to go ahead and hit Turner. And let's see. I think Brooks Baldwin will also get the start for us. Tim Elko is 0 for 3 at the start. Should we give him a chance? Let's see what we're working with here with Tim Elko. Let's give him a chance to play. And Brian Ramos, should you be playing for somebody? I think we'll roll with that lineup right there. Oh, Dominic Fletcher. Okay, we're going to replace him. Well, that worked itself out. So let's go ahead and go with Oscar Colas. And let's see. We'll play Tatum. Yep. And Colas' arm plays there. And we will pinch Tatum. We'll have Tatum back there. There we go. I think that's the lineup we're going to go with. Yes, we're aware. So looking at their lineup, clearly we want to stay away from Julio Rodriguez. That is our main focus of staying away from. So we won our last played game. Let's see if we can pick up another win. 36-76. That's pretty ugly. Which one do we want to look at? Let's look at this one. Drew Thorpe looking to snap a 6-game losing streak as far as personal. Let's see the stats. What are they going to show us? Why has he struggled? 43 innings pitched. So he's gone about 7 innings over the last 6 starts. So it's not the innings pitched. The walk. Look at that. 29 walks to 23 strikeouts. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. We've got to cut the walks down, Drew Thorpe. And let's pick it up here. And let's cut down on those walks. If you've got to pitch to contact, but you got to trust your stuff. And we are going against Luis Castillo. He trusts his stuff with a 9-6 record, 3.74 ERA. A 3-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That's what you want to see. And Terrell Tatum leading off. He's 2 for 5 on the season as he just got called up a couple days ago. Fouls off the low sinker. This is a look at Terrell Tatum. See what he can do. Or is it Terrell? Terrell Tatum? Terrell Tatum rolls up the tongue a little bit easier. Unfortunately, with those annoying sound effects, Luis Castillo picks up his first strikeout. Next up is our captain, Colson Montgomery, hitting at 230. Got to see that average climb. He's young, but let's at least see 250. He's going to hit that off the end of the bat for a routine grounder. 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners. Next up is Alec Burleson, hitting 237. He's going to line that ground ball to second base. And we've played 1/2 inning, no score. Drew Thorpe. And that strikeout to walk ratio is not good. Now we're starting against Victor Robles. 267, 10 home runs, 33 RBIs. He's having a pretty good season for a leadoff hitter. And there's a ground ball to Colson Montgomery. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. No, it's quick count, but still, his first pitch that I threw. And we take a look at the Seattle lineup. Julio Rodriguez, definitely the best player here. Rally batting 4th. Randy Arozarena, former Cardinal, batting 5th. 1-1 count to Donovan Solano. That's going to be fouled out of play. Drew Thorpe gets the ground ball to Bobby Dalback with his circle change, which is his primary pitch. And that's what you want to see. You want to see him getting people out with that number one pitch, the circle change. There it is again to Julio Rodriguez. We haven't seen the fastball yet. I think it's time. There it was. Only reaching 91. Not fast these days for a righty. Yeah, he's going to get you with his command, which he needs to work on. But a strikeout there. We go to the top of the second, no score. Bobby Dalback batting .220. Yeah, a lot of low averages for this White Sox squad.
Ball. 2-1.
What are we playing for here in August? Well, we're playing for roster spots. We're playing for growth. We're playing for team chemistry. We're trying to build something because many of these players will be back in some capacity. Because with our limited budget, there's only so much you can do. We're going to go Rule 5, pretty heavy. And with that being said, there's still going to be many of these players coming back. So I want to see who can step up in August. Who's got one foot out the door and who's actually trying to compete. Jason Dominguez pops up to shallow center field. That's going to be caught by the second baseman. 2 away. Oscar Colas. He's hitting .225. Lots of low averages on this White Sox squad. He's going to ground to second base. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Luis Castillo. All right. Drew Thorpe. Al Raleigh to lead off. There's that circle change. Let's see if we can get the strikeout here. On the high heat. Blazing speed at 91 miles an hour. And that circle change, that curveball, sweeper is going to be hit into left field. Cal did a good job waiting on that pitch. Now is Randy Arozarena. Fastball low and outside for strike 2. We go back to the sweeper, but poorly located by Drew Thorpe there. See better location. And a wild pitch gets away. Turner defer to second. Not in time. Their catcher will advance to second. Eliminates the double play opportunity. There's a wild cutter. 3-2 count now. And there's the slider. Randy Arozarena does a good job advancing the runner. 1 away, but he does make a productive out. Now Rowdy Tellez is going to come in with a 4.28 average. Let's see if we can get him to not be able to advance the runner. And he swings through the cutter at 86.
2-2.
And Drew Thorpe is not going to blow it by you. And there's that circle change at 76 miles an hour. The bottom drops out of it. Good job by Drew Thorpe. Now he can get out of this inning. And there's that circle change against Jorge Polanco. Can he get out of the jam? He does! Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Jorge strikes out. Drew Thorpe confidently walks back to the dugout. We've played 2. No score. Now let's take a look at the Chicago White Sox offense in the last series. Averaged 2.5 runs in a game, a 196 average, 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. Like the home runs, the average has got to get better. Tim Elko, no hits in his career as he swings on the circle change.
1-2.
He's 0 for 3 on his young season. And he strikes out to be 0 for 4. Next up, we have Michael Turner batting 187. very good pitch there by Luis Castillo. Evens the count at 2-2. I'd see Michael Turner hit one solid here. That was your pitch, Michael. You know, do something. Try to earn your spot for next year. That's going to earn you a spot back to the dugout. 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts for Luis Castillo. And Brooks Baldwin up with a 2-1 count. We were looking ambush pitch there, and Brooks Baldwin's like, you called that a strike? You called that a strike? Those are the kind of breaks you get when you're batting 195. And then he calls that too? Are you kidding me? You can't have it both ways, says Brooks Baldwin. You can't give him the outside pitch and then give the inside pitch. Are you kidding me? Brooks Baldwin is jawing the umpire. Doesn't get kicked out, but he was close. We go to the bottom of the third. Horrible. Horrible. You can't give both the outside and the inside. That's just ridiculous. 2-2 count now to Ryan Bliss. There's a little pop-up to Colson Montgomery. Can he get there? He is going to get there. 1 away. J.P. Crawford up. And he swings through the blazing fastball, 91. That backs him off the plate. On the cutter, easing it up at 2-2. Oh, and he whiffs on the circle change. Yeah, that's true, Thorpe's. I mean, primary pitch, and I can see why. We've gotten a lot of swings and misses off of that pitch today. And we even get some strikes called not swinging at it. Yeah, he is just using that pitch, having these hitters eat out of his hand. We've played 3. Which team will score first? We look at Seattle's last 10 games. They've actually come in pretty hot with an 8-2 record over the last 10, including what I believe that they've won 6 in a row. If it goes from top to bottom. Not sure how that works. Either way, they put up 11 runs and 15 runs in 2 of their last 10 games. Back to the top of the lineup.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Mr. Tatum. Some people call him Terrell. Some people call him Terrell. 2-1 count. Yeah, Castillo's been doing a good job with the fastball location. And we need to hit that. And that's how you hit it. Perfect hit. For Terrell Tatum. Watch the replay here. Just a good sound. Crack in the back on the sinker. He has a sinker that didn't have much movement. It kind of hung in the middle there. And now we have a 1-1 count to Colson Montgomery. Quick step there by Luis Castillo, anticipating the stolen base attempt from Mr. Tatum. 2-1 count. Runner not going. And this time the umpire doesn't call a pitch. That's borderline. Thank goodness. Now it's a 3-1 count. We are going to ambush hit inside. And that is not the result you want. This could be a double play ball. 4, 6, 3. Double play. All right, next up, Alec Burleson with 2 outs. Still looking for our first run in the game. Ooh, that was your pitch, Alec. He left that slider hanging over the middle bottom of the plate. You didn't get that call. Evens count at 2-2. I would like to see Alec Burleson hit a 435-foot home run here. Just crack this ball out of this park. There's a drive to left center, but I think it's going to be run down. It will be. Pretty good wood on that sinker, but not enough. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. Don Solano up. Former Marlin. At least that's where I remember him playing for. Oops. Sneaks a fastball in there. not a good location on that circle change. 3-2 count. And there's a strike on the cutter. Drew Thorpe is determined not to walk people today. Even if that means you give up a hit. Gotta lower that walk rate, and that's a strike. Interesting call by the umpire there. Drew Thorpe will take it. And there's a swing and a miss against Julio Rodriguez, who definitely looks frustrated on that call. Welcome to the frustration. And Elko knocks it down. Can he make the play? Pitches it to Thorpe, who covers. 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the fifth. These teams are struggling to put up runs. Only one hit for both teams apiece. 7 strikeouts for Thorpe through 4. 5 strikeouts for Luis Castillo. Drew Thorpe is actually pitching a better game. Neither pitcher has walked anyone. And that's how you win baseball games.
That's the ball.
Now Bobby Dalbec has a favorable count. He does lead the club with 41 RBIs.
No, that's
Good
the
take
ball.
there, 3-1. We are not going to ambush. We're going to guess high fastball. We get it. And we swung, power swing through that. Over the top of it. 3-2 count. And that's a base hit into left field. No, it's caught. I thought that was going to drop. Good stroke, though, Bobby. Good stroke. Just a little early on that. Except Jason Dominguez.
Ball 2.
Acquired in July from the Yankees.
Ball.
Hopefully he will be a big part of this team moving forward. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. That away, Jason. Hit it where they pitch it. And Dominguez with a single. Our second hit of the game. And now Oscar Colas is up. Yeah, we just need to make better contact against those fastballs. And Colas strikes out on the circle change. That is the 6th strikeout for Luis Castillo. That brings up Tim Elko, who is 0 for 4 on the season. Getting the spot start today. Trying to mix things up.
Oh,
He also swings and misses on the circle change.
2 strikes.
That's a 1-2 count.
Ball.
Good take there from Elko. Hard fastball a bit too far outside. Evens the count at 2-2. And that's going to be a hit up the middle. First and second now. Don't go to third. Don't you dare. That's 2 runners on base. And that's Tim Elko's first major league at bat. Congratulations, Tim. And they'll come get that ball. Bobby Dalbec grabs that and says, we'll put that in the case. Congratulations, Tim. And let's watch the replay. That'll be a moment he'll never forget. His first career major league hit. Back to the action, though. It's a 2-2 count. Michael Turner with an opportunity to put us on the board. And that is taken down the line and foul. Circle change, went down and low to get that. This is going to be the 26th pitch for Luis Castillo in this inning. He worked his count. And that's a drive. Back, and going to be caught in right center field. Unfortunately, we put 2 on, but can't bring him in. Missed opportunity there for the White Sox. Beautiful circle change. Yeah, Drew Thorpe's really got that pitch working today.
2-2.
There's the sweeper. Doesn't get him to bite. Bounce off that cutter inside, high. And there's a fastball hit deep. Jason Dominguez, though, makes the catch in the warning track. Good job, Jason Dominguez. Drew Thorpe pitching really well today. Like what I'm seeing. Backs him out with that cutter. Now, can we go circle change low and away? We do. I think Rowdy was looking for it. And there's a ground ball deep in the hole. Colson Montgomery, throw him out. We sure can. 2 outs. Nice play, Colson. Jorge Blanco up. Ooh, left that circle change way over the plate. Got away with one there. And he strikes him out on the slider. We've played 5, still no score. Both pitchers doing quite well. Brooks Baldwin up top of the 6th. They are going to send Luis Castillo back out there. This is his 85th pitch. And Brooks Baldwin is going to throw his bat down in disgust as he continues to drop below the Mendoza line. Next up is Terrell Tatum. He's now 429 on the season. And he hits that. That's going to be caught. 1 away. One, 2 count now for Colson Montgomery. This will definitely be Luis Castillo's last inning.
No, that's a ball.
But it would be nice to tag him for a run or 2 here in the 6th before he leaves. And he strikes me out on the high cheese. I mean, Luis Castillo's done all he can do. He's held us scoreless. But Drew Thorpe is also pitching quite well. Hung that slider. Might be getting a little tired. There's a ground ball to Tim Elko, who got his first major league hit. 1 away. J.P. Crawford with a very favorable count of 3-1. And he check swings on the circle change, but it was where it needed to be. 3-2 count. Oh, our first walk of the day by Drew Thorpe, walking the 9-hitter. Still, 1 walk through 6 innings is not bad at all. But with that, we will definitely get the bullpen warming up. Tyler Gilbert's going to warm up. And we'll go with Steven Wilson. Top of the lineup, Victor Robles. And he's much better against righties this year instead of lefties. Interesting split there. And he swings at the slider that was way outside. Good pitch from Drew Thorpe. He notches his 9th strikeout of the day. Don Solano lays off that beautiful circle change. Still a very good pitch. Moves the fastball. 2-2 count. And that slider, unfortunately, is going to drop in. Can we get there to cut off this run? I don't think we're going to. Here's the plate. Oh, we don't get it. We can't hold on to it. The run scores. Don Solano with his first. Down the line, Oscar Colas did the best he could to get it in. I didn't think he'd have a chance, but here I thought we might. Yeah, he was going to be safe. It's not that he dropped the ball. Tried the sweep tag. Cool graphic. Walks will come back to bite you. Jason Dominguez, can you catch this ball? He cannot. And it's a 3-run 6 for Drew Thorpe. And what started this 3-run rally? A 2-out walk. Excuse me, a walk. Wow. He pitched so well. But we're going to bring in Gilbert. Drew Thorpe, I feel like you had a great game. The 1 walk came back to bite you. Tyler Gilbert to come in and try to get this last out. And he gets the strikeout. We might send him out for the 7th as good as he pitched there. The damage done, though. Julio Rodriguez. Big stroke here. And it's 3-0. And they're actually going to keep Luis Castillo in. I'm surprised. He's at 95 pitches. He was able to stay and get the win, but they're going to try to push to see how far he can take this. And why not with swings like that? He left a slider down the middle bottom of the plate. All Burleson can do is pop it up. And he pitches for Luis Castillo as he approaches 100. Yeah, this is not the kind of offense you want to see to build confidence. As I swing on a slider there out of the zone, and that is going to be the 8th strikeout for Luis Castillo. And it's up to Jason Dominguez, who does have a hit on the day, one of our 3. And he gets all of that. Thank you, Jason Dominguez. That ball is crushed 462 feet later. And the White Sox are finally on the board, and that may be Luis Castillo's last batter. Wow. Jason Dominguez, that is a reason you trade for Jason Dominguez. For him, he was stuck in the minors on the Yankees organization. Not for us. This switch-hitting outfielder hopefully can be a big piece of the White Sox rebuild, and he shows why we were so high on trading for him. 114.9 on the exit velo and 462 feet. Hit it here? We almost did. And yep, Luis Castillo can leave very confident with his pitching performance. He went 6 and 2/3. And we are going to try to pinch hit for Oscar Colas. The lefty-lefty split is not something I'm looking to do. Let's see what we can bring in. Corey Julks. Let's see what Corey Julks can do. Up and down season for Corey Julks. Start out batting 6th, and then he got hot. We batted him 3rd, and now he's back to 239. And he swings and misses on the Gabe Spire slider. He features 4 pitches, 4-seamer, sinker, slider, circle change.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Typical lefty, throws decently on the heat, but not really hard.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
92, very doable. 3-2 count. We can use base runners here, Corey. And he strikes out on the 4-seamer. We've played 7. Sorry, we've played 7 in the sense that we've batted 7 innings. They have only batted 6 innings. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 3-1. Let's look at their lineup here. We're going to go, let's see. You know what? I'm going to keep Tyler Gibble out there. I want to see what he can do.
Ball 4.
He walks Randy Arozarena, who was batting 192. There's Rowdy Tellez batting 192.
Ball. 2-1.
Trust your stuff, Tyler. There's a cutter, 86 miles an hour. See if we can't get him on the 12-6 curve. Oh, Rowdy got a piece of it. Challenged him with the 2-seamer, high and tight. He lays off. And we strike him out on the splitter. Nice pitch, Tyler. Jorge Polanco up. And I think we're going to go to Steven Wilson. Good job, Tyler. It's Steven Wilson time. I like the splits better on the switch. And they're going to take off and steal second base without a throw. Was not looking for that stolen base. Circle change in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. Steven Wilson with the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's see if we can get that circle change to work.
2.
They're going to try to take third, and we're going to gun him out at third base. Huge throw there. Big play. Let's watch it. Michael Turner, ball in the dirt, and gunned. Watch it one more time. Michael Turner finds the ball and snaps and throws. One hopper, out. Big play there for Steven Wilson. And now he's going to get the pop up to second base. Brooks Baldwin under it. And we're going to go to the top of the 8th inning, down by 2. Can we get a rally? We've only given up 3 hits, and yet we trail by 2. We do have a 3-1 count, though, with Tim Elko. Will he stay in? He is batting. Yep, we are going to stick with him. Facing once again, Gabe Spire. Fouled back. Protecting the plate there. A leadoff walk would be very helpful. And that's going to be a ground out to third base. Oh, wait, look at this, an error. We have life. Unbelievable. E5 for the Mariners. Donovan Solano can't make the play. And we are going to pinch hit for Michael Turner, even though he had that great throw. We are going to bring in Brian Ramos. Brian Ramos, 241 on the season. 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, but he is facing a 1-2 count.
That's a ball.
Good eye. Takes the sinker down low.
2-2.
Evens the count at 2-2. Got a little bit of rally going. In fact, we're going to step out and warm up our bullpen. We're going to get Boozer warming, and we're going to get Altavia warming up. All right. Brian Ramos, 2-2 count, down by 2. And that is lofted into left field. Unfortunately, got under it a little too much. The Mariners record the first out. Except we have Brooks Baldwin. Coach Mo's going to let him stay in.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Takes that ball, slider inside. Brooks, you might want to let that hit you, buddy. Hitting 194. Your best bet might be getting plunked. Foul back. 2-2. Good cut by Brooks Baldwin. Off the end of the bat. Another foul ball from Brooks Baldwin. He's working the count. Trying to talk up Brooks Baldwin as much as I can. And he strikes out on the high inside fastball. 94 on the gun. Big strikeout here by the Mariners. That brings up Terrell Tatum. And he's going to get to stay in lefty-lefty.
2-1.
38,000 plus here in Seattle to watch them take on the White Sox. Surprising. That takes that inside strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Good eye. And that means the runner will be in motion. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Tying run. Goes to first. Go ahead run. Comes to the plate. And it's the captain, Folsom Montgomery. And the Mariners are going to call for a pitching change. And they are going to bring in the righty. It's going to be Andres Munoz with an excellent 2.49 ERA. 37 of 41 save opportunities he's come through in. So he has been clutch for them all season long. But at least we don't have the lefty-lefty matchup. Folsom Montgomery, unfortunately, is 0 for 3 in the day. 2 groundouts and a strikeout. He's facing their closer, coming in on top of the 8th, who features a slider, 4-seamer, and sinker. And that 4-seamer can get up to 101. And there's a ball hit out to left center field. More centered than left. And the out is recorded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. White Sox failed to score. We are going to put Brian Ramos at first base. Take out Tim Elko. Then we're going to put Corey Lee in for Elko. We're going to keep Steven Wilson in. He's only had 7 pitches. Facing the number 8 hitter, Ryan Bliss. Fouled off on the circle change. There's the Brian Wilson special. The sweeper, unfortunately, that could be ruled an error. When you come in the game, the ball will find you. They're going to rule that. I guess it hit.
Ball 2.
2-1 count to the 9th place hitter. KP Crawford.
That's a ball.
Steven Wilson, come on now. Throw strikes. There's a ball down the left field line and foul. 3-2 count. What a play by Colson Montgomery. Can he find the ball? He cannot. Good job stopping the ball, unfortunately. Another hit, but doesn't leave the infield. We have a situation brewing now. We have righty, righty, righty. Let's bring in Dan the Man. Try to put this fire out. There it is. Ball hit.
Out.
Double play. Sorry, couldn't get it out. The decision was made to step on third and throw to first, and we get the 5-3 double play. Well done, and now there's 2 outs and a runner on second. Victor Robles is going to draw the walk. Now it's Julio Rodriguez for the 3-1 count. He's going to swing at probably ball 4. Brian Ramos started this inning with maybe a bad play, but makes up for it there with the catch. We're going to go to the top of the 9th. We trail 3-1. So we have an opportunity here with the 3-4-5. Alec Burleson facing Andres Munoz, who came in on the 8th. Oh, wicked slider there. Notice he's second in the AL in saves. If he gets this one, he'll be tied with Emmanuel Clase. Pitches like that, you can see how. I was looking fastball, and he throws that slider. And then he comes with the 99 heat upstairs. Can make you a very tough pitcher. Burleson did a good job fouling that off. That looks at the fastball inside part of the plate. One away. Bobby Dalbeck struggled today. A couple strikeouts. 0 for 3. Down to 218. And looks ugly on that slider. Coach Mo looked definitely a little frustrated. That was not a good swing. And looks just as equally hopeless on that slider down in the dirt. And we're down to our last batter. Jason Dominguez, our lone RBI, his solo home run. And he's going to find a hole. Can he get there to first? He cannot. And the Mariners win this game, and we lose 3-1. The Mariners do the dance of victory. We suffer the agony of defeat. Some positives. We only gave up 5 hits. Unfortunately, it was that one inning in the 6th where Drew Thorpe just ran into just a couple of bad pitches. That walk started it. And so Jason Dominguez had half of our hits. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough as we fall again. Tough season for the White Sox. Fortunately for us, it doesn't affect any of our approval ratings, but it is a loss. That is unfortunate. Dominic Fletcher is going to be out for a couple days. We're going to auto that, and we're going to call this episode.
Thank you so much for watching. It's an up and down season with the White Sox. Definitely more downs than ups, but it's a process. We knew we were going to be taking on a tough situation, but hang in there, and this will get better, I hope. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.